Are we live?
We're going live.
Going live.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we're
We are
live,
live.
boys. We're live.
Buenos
What's up?
dias.
What's up, followers? How we doing? How we doing today?
I don't like how this is starting.
I wanted to have a song to open this one off.
Well, no, we'll
Look,
put it.
we got
we'll edit it.
we got
in.
Jesse right here in the background.
We're gonna edit it in later.
Jesse, say what's up. Oh, all right, never mind.
This is
So this is the song that I wanted to start with.
dude. We're gonna get pulled down from YouTube.
Oh, never mind.
Joe Rogan style. Why,
Oh, bro, I'm sorry.
dude?
Hold
This
on.
is the worst.
Oh, jeez.
No one wants to hear cake. It's
All
not.
right, guys. Let's start this
Who you
off.
talking to? All right, we'll start over.
Oh, dude, we have a viewer. All right.
No way.
We do.
Interesting.
Why?
All right. So
All right, I'll start.
so the meaning of life.
No. This is the first meeting. Well, not the first meeting, but the first recorded meeting of the Ironic Nihilists. You want to talk about the name? How we came up with the name?
Yeah, that's.
I think that's a good start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to talk about it.
So
go ahead.
Yeah.
the Ironic Nihilists was a idea brought upon by Brent Schmurda here,
No.
and it kind of describes our outlook on life, right? We're
Not our personal outlook. I think
we
It's
all,
just
we all have a lot of different outlooks on life,
he's right. We do, but
and it's good to get different perspectives from each person and their opinions on certain topics.
he's right. Honestly, me and Hakim thought it was a funny sounding name. That's how we kind of came up with it, and it.
It stuck. It works. It's good.
I think it's a great name for a
I
podcast.
think what started that conversation.
Exactly, was. Yeah.
I was asking people in our birthing area, what do you think is the time, the culture, of the era we live in?
Right.
now?
When we look back on time.
There was the Age of Enlightenment.
But
Right.
what is
The
what
Dark Ages.
what is a birthing area? So
No. We
everyone
don't need
knows.
to talk about that. No one cares about that.
Okay,
It's just the people.
Yeah,
we live
it's
in
where we
ship.
live. We live on a ship.
No,
together.
stop.
But
I have to edit this out.
that's besides the point.
We don't want people to know what we do.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
This
we're
is a
talking
horrible
about
start.
the general culture, the cultural zeitgeist of the times.
Ooh, good word. Yeah.
Yeah.
we think,
So
we think there's a general disposition towards people not really caring about the collective good. It's like there's a large amount of people not seeing their purpose being actually realized.
oh yeah.
So there's a lot of disenfranchisement, if that's a word. I feel like I'm trying too hard, but
We
Yeah.
asked people what they would if they could look back on this generation or span of time from a hindsight perspective, what they would call it. Obviously, you don't know now, but we were saying, what will it be called in the future? And we got a lot of different outputs from different people. What would you say this generation could be labeled as right now, if you were able to look back on it?
Oh yeah,
from the
that was
future.
my take on it. That we live in a time of irony and nihilism, and that's.
Elaborate.
I mean, there's. I don't know. I could use specific examples, right? Like, think about it this way: we live in like one of the most developed and parts of the world with the greatest material goods and possessions, but also the highest rates of antidepressant use,
Oh yeah.
right, yeah,
Right.
highest.
the highest rates of suicide,
Anxiety.
anxiety, things like that.
hmm
And,
Just mental illness overall.
then you look at the political structure. It's a system that tells you this idea of freedom and democracy, but really it's a fucking sham.
Yeah, like in ancient Greece, there was no people complaining about not having a purpose,
Absolutely.
And for some reason now when we're the most advanced, we have people complaining that they don't feel a purpose in their lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of counterintuitive. You would think right now is the best time in human history of all time to be
Right,
alive,
to be
right?
alive.
So you would think people would be there'd be lower suicide rates.
Because you could do anything you want.
Everyone would be I don't know, more or less content with where they're at, but it seems to be the opposite. And I don't know, personally, me and Hakim think, I don't know about Sal here, but I think it comes from like I kind of already hit on earlier, people not having a purpose, not having seeing the fruits of their labor in the society. They're kind of disenfranchised with the whole thing.
Yeah, I think we've expanded too much, and there's no actual stressors in life. Like we've talked about plenty of times before, Sebastian Junger's book Tribe, and they
I've
talk about.
never read it.
You never read it?
Mm.
You know about it though.
I watched his
And,
documentary, Restrepo. Very good.
Yeah. So
Best,
it talks
have you ever
about.
seen that? So good.
Right,
Have you
no.
seen it?
Mm-mm.
You should watch it. It's by far like I can't even watch war movies now. That's how good of like a documentary it was.
Oh, it's a documentary?
Yeah,
It's
it's so good. Puts everything like actually perspective of what real soldiers are going through in war. It's not movie shit, man. It's high stress. It's bullshit. It's bureaucracy. It's a war people don't believe in.
Yeah.
brutal,
So
man.
in Tribe, he talks
Oh, sorry,
about the Lebanese war, and they talk about how after the war that people were longing to get back to the feeling of like unity, because they would like hide in the basements together and they would need to rely on each other for happiness, and just that sense of community is what they wanted back. And I feel like we lost that
Social
in
connection.
the U.S.
Totally. It's just
Like you can't just go into your neighbor's house and just be like, "Yo, how's it going?" Like it's weird.
be weird as hell if I did that.
But like in times of stress, when you need to rely on those people, that's when that's what people want and long for. That's why I try to just like be friendly and talk to everybody, because I think people want that human connection and they lost it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of the suicide thing. I think a lot of people are missing that human connection,
Mm-hmm.
that sense of community. I think that's the biggest thing lacking.
A lot of it comes down to just the way our infrastructure is set up, right?
Right.
Suburban houses, reliability on cars for transportation. So I mean, some of it is a cultural kind of malaise, but a lot of it is just institutional and structural. Like people don't walk on the streets where they have those random interactions.
Right.
Where
Right.
you get to
Exactly.
say hello and create that connection and develop it. Uh,
So, as we see this problem, do you see any solutions to it, or do you think?
we're too far gone, bud.
I agree.
Well, how can you, as an individual, try to
I mean, I think like things like
minimize the effects?
I think things like this, like actually getting that human connection. I
I'm
know it's kind of weird right now because we're stumbling through our first podcast, but we're trying to, usually we have these deep conversations off air, and it's like I think that's the best way to really bond with people is, try to figure out this life which is completely ambiguous, and just trying to. I mean, people have been trying to do that for centuries, trying to figure out life in general. I think getting close with the people around you is probably the most rewarding thing possible.
Yeah,
At
I
least
would,
for
I would,
me.
I would agree with that. I would say like being kind to others and helping others out and having a purpose that's greater than yourself, even if there is no intrinsic meaning in life.
I think that's why a lot of people have kids and stuff. Like once they have kids, they kind of
Right.
change their
Yeah.
whole life
Yeah.
changes perspective wise. It's just
That's
I
their
mean,
whole
it could be a
world.
biological trick, but what's wrong with that?
Right.
And the statistics do prove that people with kids, uh, people who are married, have healthier outcomes in life. They
Really?
live longer. They have less rates of disease, both mental and physical. On surveys, they consistently rate themselves as happier than
Mm,
people who are single or unmarried or people who have no kids.
it makes sense.
So
Yeah,
it does touch into this biological need for social connection.
100%. Because yeah, if you think about it, I mean, you're trying to everything you're doing is for a specific person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being even if you're by yourself, single, getting a bigger house, getting a nicer car, getting all these things, that's not going to really make you happy.
Just temporarily happy.
If you have a kid,
But the real thing is finding a purpose, but don't get too attached to that thing. You know,
why not?
It's not your. I mean, because you don't want to like completely trick yourself into like getting.
All or nothing, baby.
Full send.
I mean, at least acknowledge that it is an attachment instead of like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Or
no, I'm gonna let you bury yourself.
I think you can still recognize it as an attachment.
Yeah,
but still be
100%.
Right,
blinded
yeah.
by
Yeah,
your
exactly.
devotion
I know
to
you're saying.
that.
I was just fucking with you. Yeah, but I think like, I don't know. I agree.
I think a lot of people also try to find like comfort and happiness in other people. Like, oh, like if I don't get this girl, like then like if I get this girl, I'll be happy.
Big time.
Or if I get this guy or whatever, you know, like just like they think that like you shouldn't need a relationship with someone else to make you content or happy.
Right. You should.
Like you should be like your only relationship that you have forever is with yourself. So you need to come to terms with yourself and work on your relationship with yourself.
Independent. You should be independently happy.
Mhm.
It's not a. It should be contingent on somebody else or.
Like sure, you can find love in someone else, but also find love in everything.
There's that word, love.
Yeah, define love.
like
Use it in a sentence.
like how Emerson and Thoreau talked about like
Wow. This
like,
guy's a name dropper.
like loving nature, you know, like falling in love with nature, the beauty of it. You shouldn't fall in love with
the sublime.
the sublime.
That's like a whole nother thing, though.
Yeah, bro.
The Sufis, they
Sufis, go on.
they chase the sublime
Yeah.
for love, you know. They're like this Islamic mystic
Right.
sect, and you know, a lot of great poetry and in traditions.
Do you think the sublime is real?
I think if you chase it enough, it becomes real.
You go find it.
You know,
You can trick yourself into finding
Well,
it.
I mean,
you
it's a
are.
mind state. It's not a trick. It's like a thing you reach from
like that kind of devotion to chasing or, you know, seeking for the
Right.
sublime changes your brain physically,
yeah.
where you end up finding it. It's like almost a spiritual communion.
Oh, 100%. It's this.
So,
I mean, for lack of a better words,
it is
it's
real.
the sublime. It's like it's an indescribable feeling of nothingness mattering and like seeing your mortality in the world.
Let's talk about each person's perspective on life.
On life.
Yeah,
It's
just
pretty
like
broad.
Yeah, it's
Well,
so broad.
I guess your own philosophy. What keeps you going every day? You know.
That's depressing.
Shame, guilt. No, I mean,
How's
what
that
keeps
depressing?
everyone going?
Yeah, like what is your drive? Like what makes you just get out of bed every day? You know, what forces you to get up instead of just sitting in bed all day? Like what's the reason behind it?
Shame. I don't wanna
From
feel like-
society?
I don't want to feel like a loser. Yeah, I mean that's it.
Shame. That's a very powerful motivator.
Shame is I think it's the most powerful. Honestly,
People don't talk about it much, but
No,
That's interesting.
fat shaming, body shaming.
but instead now
Motivators.
shame has become this, you know, like we hear about fat shaming and
Yeah.
body shaming. It's almost like this social phenomenon, like a huge social phenomenon, where instead back in past you were living in a tribal setting or whatever, that shame actually motivated you to change your ways if you did fuck up.
Right, because
Mhm.
it's a yeah, exactly.
But nowadays it's
Oh,
almost this thing that just digs you deeper into a rut, the shame, because you don't have people who are looking for your best self to, you know,
Right, no, I agree. Like
to
initially,
live in, right?
yeah, initially, shame is it's a tribe thing to make everyone conform. Like if you're getting shamed, you're stealing too much food from the tribe, or you're
Right.
doing something that's not going to help the progression. And so, or yeah, even being too fat, like things like this are going to hurt you and hurt the
Hurt the
tribe
tribe,
initially. So yeah, I mean, but now like I think a lot of people should be shamed out of things, and it's kind of rewarded nowadays. Like, let me think of a good example. I guess
Like shaming, you get rewarded for shaming, or is that what you're saying?
no, yeah, like things that would like bullying. Bullying is
Yeah,
totally a no-no
yeah,
nowadays.
looked down
Like,
upon.
You can't bully anyone. But like, where does bullying come from? It's because part of your something in the herd right now. You're I'm doing horrible jobs on this, but you're sticking out. Something is wrong, right? Something
Mhm.
is abnormal that you do in the herd. That's why you're getting shamed or bullied, because people are trying to get you to conform. I mean, is that always the right thing? No, but generally speaking, I think it's a
The sociological motivations, the
Right.
psychological motivations of that. Yes.
You're trying to get rid of the weakness in someone, so it can benefit everyone.
Yeah, exactly. That's I mean, like that's why kids pick on the small kid at the gym, or
Mhm.
That's why everybody picked
the
on
kid that wears
Duan,
glasses.
right,
Yeah,
when he first
yeah,
got
exactly.
and he pulled the 180.
It's seriously, yeah. It's like it's I mean, I don't know. It's human nature. They're always gonna go for the weak link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen to this and see how fucking dumb we sound. I wonder how long.
With all this negative output, it's gonna be bad. So
No, I think it's good. I think we have to address it. Like, I think.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't think he meant it in a negative way.
Yeah,
more
I
so out
didn't.
of a sense of
So,
like a
genuinely,
recognition.
it's bad. Like, like we're gonna listen to this like this
That's
sucks.
alright.
But that's the
I
thing. We need to like break. We need to get through the badness. See, that's not even a word. But we need to get through the shitty part so we actually get to the good. You know what I mean? Until we can actually relax and be ourselves. But I think that's just the process. Hashtag trust the process. Shame. Yeah, shame's a powerful motivator. I mean, even if you shame yourself, I think. But like you said, that's kind of the disconnect now. Like back in the day, that herd mentality, like you kind of want to shame the person and shape them into the functioning member of society or your tribe. But nowadays, everyone's so disenfranchised from each other. There's such a disconnect, that the shame is kind of, I don't know, maybe it resonates longer. I don't really, it just kind of sticks with people more.
So okay, so shame is something that motivates you. What else?
What motivates me to get up every morning?
Yeah.
Um,
John Lennon and like Yoko Ono, they just like sat in bed all day. Like they just thought like peace and just chilling is like the way
Right.
to go. They didn't think that you needed to like pursue. They just wanted to pursue art, music.
Well, I'm sure they had access to the best drugs.
Yeah,
to keep them
exactly.
sedated and chill in bed all day long.
Yeah, I guess.
And I heard that Yoko pussy was crazy. It must have been. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
So I would say for me, a motivator is
Yeah, I don't remember asking.
is
That wasn't a real laugh. Sorry.
No, I don't know what I was saying.
No,
For me,
what's your motivator?
for me, I would say like
What do you go to jiu-jitsu?
Right.
Sal's a big jiu-jitsu guy. What do you
yeah,
go to
I love
jiu-jitsu
jujitsu. It's great. I think everyone should do it, but
Everyone
everyone should try it.
Even
Shout
like
out
my
to off the what's it called?
Off the grid BJJ
grid.
in Cocoa
Hashtag.
Beach, Florida.
we should
Right.
talk about how much Florida sucks next. But
I
Ethan.
kind of like Florida, Tampa
right,
at
let's
least.
talk about it.
But wait, hold on. Let me get back to what I was saying.
Nah, dude. Let's let the flow. go.
So life has no intrinsic meaning, right? We can all agree on that.
No one. Yeah, there's no.
So the universe doesn't care if you die right now.
There's no inherent meaning to any
Right.
action you do.
Yeah, so the universe doesn't care. Like if you walked out and got hit by a car, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything.
In the
In the grand- in the grand scheme.
Sure.
Right? So
yeah.
I think we can all generally agree on that.
but at the same time, we can all agree that this is your only experience, right? This is like yourself is your only experience in life. You only have one life, right? So you want to make the best of it. You want to make it the best life that you can have. So that's where my meaning comes in. It's sure there's no intrinsic meaning
Right.
overall, but personally and for your own personal experience, you can make it the best situation for your own self. Which
How do you define best? Or
well,
what do you mean?
just
by best?
what you want the most. Like
So like your selfish, egoistical desires that need to be fulfilled and satiated.
yes.
For your hedonistic lifestyle.
No, not hedonistic.
Why not?
Why not hedonistic?
Yeah. You're just pleasing yourself.
Yeah, but too much pleasure is pain.
Oh my God.
As Post Malone says,
The philosopher.
him and Kurt feel the same. So, with too much pleasure, you stop feeling it as much. You start to
You
become
just
numb.
need a bigger
Maybe.
dose.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
Just
how could you not agree with that?
Too much pleasure is pain.
Yeah, bro. Because like,
I don't know. I don't think I agree with that.
what if you had the best of everything? Eventually, it would just become numb, and then there's
I don't
there's
know.
no higher level to reach.
I can't speak on that because I've never had the best of almost anything.
Well, Dan Bilzerian has, and he talks about how like he eats 5-star meals every day, fucks the hottest girls, and when he doesn't, it's terrible. And when he does, it's just normal. So it's like a plateau.
So when he doesn't, so when he's not indulging in pleasure,
No, I'm saying like when he fucks like an 8, it's horrible.
right?
if he fucks
So
a
that's
10,
not
it's normal.
pleasure.
Like he can't get higher than what he's at.
I don't.
Or like, okay, for example, when he was in high school, he bought a Mustang and he was at like a 10.
How do you know so much about Dan Bilzerian?
I don't know. I watch a lot of stuff on him.
Would you say he's a role model for you?
No.
he
So
doesn't do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
yeah, he does.
Oh.
I think.
And he's a Navy SEAL. Dropped out.
No,
What happened?
he's not a SEAL.
I thought he was.
He got kicked out of Buds.
We
All
all.
right, let me get back
Everyone's
to what I
been
was
kicked
saying.
out of Buds.
So
You know?
yeah, everyone's
Yeah,
pre-Buds.
exactly. I'm actually pre-med. Not funny.
So Bilzerian, when he got his Mustang in high school, he was at like a 10. I don't know if it was a Mustang, it was probably something else, but something similar.
Okay.
And then when he got his first like Lamborghini, he was also at a 10. But now the Mustang doesn't mean shit to him, you know? And you can't go higher from the Lamborghini because he's got the best car.
A Rolls Royce.
Sure. You could say whatever car. He could get whatever car he wants.
Right. For example, though, you're just saying.
So now he's stuck. And he was saying like one of the best days he's ever had was he was just chilling on the beach with his girlfriend and his friends, and they just tripped mushrooms. And he's like, a hippie could have had the same day as me.
But
And
what's wrong with having both?
you can have both, but there's a difference between happiness and pleasure. Like the pleasure is the car, the girls, the food. Happiness is like spending time with people, with like genuine connections with people.
But you could say the same thing about that. You have a genuine connection with someone, then you're always chasing that high,
Right.
Like this moment right here, all three of us together. It's
Yeah,
probably
but
not going to
it's
be
different.
recreated again.
It's different.
Explain.
Is it, or is it just like the same neurochemical high
Yeah.
you're chasing? Like they say, happiness is the point before you want more happiness.
Well, I think with people, like we were saying before, like kindness is like the greater thing that makes you feel the best, right? We would agree on that.
Or just
So being with someone else and being able to like
Yeah, I don't know.
boost them up, or
Yeah, I think.
so this goes beyond what might be your best, because initially you said something along the lines or effective, doing what you've got one life, so you
Yeah.
want to make
you
it the
should
best
make it
for
the
yourself.
best, yeah,
Right.
best experience.
But see, you're going beyond that now when you're saying that maybe the best self lies in realizing the best self in the people around you.
Well, maybe that's what you should pursue. Maybe that should be your experience. It depends on what you want. But I personally think, and I think we all agree, that helping others is like one of the best feelings. Being there for someone else, being a good friend.
Yeah.
100%.
For me. Yeah, I mean, like
say someone gets in a car accident and you help them out, pull them out of the car. It's probably a better feeling than getting a fucking Lamborghini.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even go that extreme. I would just be like, watching people develop and I want to say reach their full potential or help at least, actualize their dreams. That's probably the best feeling on.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like watching all your friends.
Yeah, succeed. Or in
At least
quotes.
people you really love and care about reach their max potential. That's
Yeah.
probably
For sure.
because I know that. I mean, yeah, I know we talked about it last night, but like watching people not follow their dreams it's like heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Watch people not do what they want to do for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
I what do you think that is? What do you think? Why do you think a lot of people don't?
Fear.
You think it's just fear?
Fear of failure.
Circumstances too,
Huh?
I think a lot of it is circumstances too. A lot of people are tied down by economic realities.
Right. They got like
That-
someone pregnant or something, or
And
they didn't have the best.
as much as shitty as it sounds, we all grew up in relatively privileged situations. So
Yeah, no,
for us, it's hard.
I mean,
to
I don't think that's
realize the,
that sounds shitty. I mean,
or you know what I mean. But there's a disconnect between the lives we grew up in, like the economic
100%.
realities of
100%. 100%.
most Americans.
We were
who
very yeah. We were
were
fortunate.
counting
in-
change to fill their
Mhm.
gas tank,
yeah.
who've got medical bills, but and we're in a very privileged position now where we've got like great benefits,
Alive
that
and
come along with
employed.
our-
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but just because you come from a struggled background doesn't mean you shouldn't follow your dreams. You hear stories about people coming from Venezuela with like 50 cents in their pocket, and then they go on to do whatever
There's
they
a
want.
reason-
Yeah, I
call
mean,
it the
I don't
American
think
dream.
I don't think Hakim was saying that. I think he was saying more along the lines of, it's a lot harder for them to actualize their dreams, right?
Or maybe the struggle makes it easier. Maybe like we talk about, when you go through all that struggle, it makes other situations super easy for you.
Yeah, I think adversity is definitely.
Yeah, bro, adversity is key.
Yeah, I mean, like
Right.
if you grew up in Venezuela right now, like they're running out of food. There's basically a
Yeah.
civil war. If he was a kid there and grows up and he immigrates to
The US.
America, he's like, oh shit, you guys got food? Like this is easy. I can work with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could do anything at that point.
It
Right.
has to be,
But it's a perspective thing.
but it has to be the right kind of adversity that hits you at the right moment.
Agreed.
The way it changes your brain in the right ways, and you have the right social support structure
Yeah,
to
I
make
agree.
it past
Exactly.
adversity. There's a very specific combination of things that happen along with the adverse events that allow someone in that position to actually be able to make it out of it.
Yeah,
Not
but
saying it's not possible, but those who do end up doing really well. A lot of former presidents, a lot of really successful people
yeah,
have been shown to have, traumatic experiences, like the death of a parent, really, really adverse events in their life. But that's not the norm.
minority?
That's the minorities.
Exception.
They fit the certain combination of environmental factors.
Yeah, but
that
that's-
come along with adversity.
it's
for
dependent.
them to shape them that way.
It's dependent on the person. They need to look inside themselves
the
and,
thing.
and overcome.
I mean, I think that's.
Do you think that's like harder for people to do? Like,
Well, that's what I was gonna ask next. I think, like you said, that's a lot easier said than done. Look inside yourself. Like Hakeem was saying, it's a very slim amount that actually use the adversity. Like what is the
line?
fork in the road from
Yeah,
watching your mom die and that turning you into a
crackhead.
a crackhead or someone that's living homelessly on the streets, or
Doing
that makes
blow
you
in
want to be a
the back alley.
multimillionaire, someone that follows your dreams, pursues a business idea. Like what is that a biological thing? Is that like how many? I don't know. It's a super
There's,
vague
a lot
question.
of different factors. It's not just the
Yeah.
individual's will and desire to succeed that actually plays the biggest role.
But you see
It's
people-
a huge role. It's a huge thing.
People that have it easy sometimes end up failing, or they end up getting super complacent. Like they'll go get a 9-to-5 job, working in some office, and they hate their
Oh
lives.
yeah, I mean, there's tons of examples of trust fund kids blowing their parents' money.
Yeah.
Or I don't know where I
So,
was going
so
with this, but yeah.
we see the situation, but is there a solution to getting those people that have adversity to not go down the
No,
wrong?
I mean that's what I was
social
asking.
connection
Like,
and-
what is the like I was saying, what is the fork in the road that makes someone? I don't know. I was genuinely asking.
I think in general it comes down to a lot of positive social connection. That even though you had something adverse happen to you, you still had a very solid support structure.
Right, that sense of
to,
community.
keep you going through this time of crisis, and you come back stronger out of it, having gone through that struggle. But if you don't have that meaningful social connection through that adverse time, then you're damaged goods for the rest of your life.
It's funny because you get in this. Say you have kids, you get in this situation where it's like, do I make my kids' life super easy or do I make it tough? For them to be able to handle situations. Like you don't want to let them skate through life, but you also don't want to be a shitty parent.
I think as long as you're acting out of love, you'll do right.
What does that mean?
That was the most cliche thing.
What does that mean?
I don't know, just-
Acting out-
It did sound right. And I was like, shut the fuck.
Acting out of love.
No, I mean, I think it's. I feel like I'm about to say cliche too, but like it's that steady balance. You know, you have to find out when to be hard and when to be, when you need to be firm and when you need to be soft. I mean, you obviously got to put your kid. You have to simulate adversity, like
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu,
Send 'em in
some type of
jiu-jitsu.
sport. Some
Hey,
type,
send your kids in jiu-jitsu. Kelly Slater said it, not me.
Well, you just said it.
Well, I was quoting.
Has he told you about how he just rolls with Kelly Slater? Yeah, goes to his
No.
house in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sick and tired of
He
hearing
flies me
it.
out to Hawaii and we roll in wine.
See, name dropper.
Yeah.
Fucking
Max Holloway.
classic style.
Me, Max, and Kelly. We're boys.
What about Barack? Where does he fit in
Who?
in the equation?
Barrio.
Our boy Barack from Off the Grid.
Oh, I don't know.
He's really good friends with
I
Kelly.
thought you were talking about Obama.
No, not that Barack. But yeah, I think we should be shitty parents to our kids
Yeah.
so they get stronger.
I'm never gonna tell my kid I love him.
I'm gonna
Never.
slap them in the face every morning. Say, get the
No.
fuck up.
Wow, that's abuse, but you can definitely yell at him.
Well, no one's gonna know.
Well, you just
it's
told
live.
everyone. Yeah.
Ugh.
It's live.
But yeah, you don't want your kid to be a pussy.
That sucks, dude. Like, what if your kid just sucks
Yeah, dude.
and you're stuck with your
Your
shitty
mini version
kid?
of you sucks. You can't just give them away. Well, you can, but it's kind of fucked up.
You can actually give him. Whoa, that's pretty cool, huh?
You can. You can give
your
them
kid
away.
You're like, I don't want this thing anymore. That's
I
wild.
don't want this one.
And you never have to. Maybe that is a good thing about government. You think? Or probably not. That allow it? No, probably not though, because it allows people to get rid of the responsibility of their actions. They don't pay for their consequences.
Well, yeah. Again, the thing is, no kids been no like. If you really boil it down to how kids grow up, in that historically evolutionary whatever,
Right.
It's the whole village, the whole tribe that raises.
Yeah,
you.
100%.
Now the responsibilities.
Get closer to the mic.
Now the responsibilities are falling on the
The
just
state,
like the single family unit system, right?
100%.
That's a lot for a family to provide for an individual, right? Like you have to provide them with everything, materially, socially, psychologically, emotionally, instead of having the whole tribe pitch in and
Right.
bring
Yeah,
it
no.
together. But the social contract, if you look at it, it shifted
Social
as
contract.
technological progress and time has gone on by. The social contract that exists within society went from the tribal unit to the feudal unit, as in there's you work the land,
Serfdom.
there's serfdom, there's a monarch or a greater kingdom in structure. They're not going to police your everyday values and roles. You're still going to be able to live and keep your family and balance family however the hell you want. But if invaders were to attack, well, it will protect the land, but you're
Right, but
served to the land.
Your crops go to my funds.
But now that it's shifted to this big state social contract where the government does have the right, in a feudal environment, if you wanted to get rid of your kids, he was going to be a stray kid on the street. Right. There wasn't the tribal structure to protect the kid. It came down to the family unit and the feudal. The feudal structure doesn't give a shit about some kid on the streets. But now we're in this big state democratic unit. So even if the single family unit, those values are just a sham. They don't really exist. You can't raise your kids the way you want them. There's all these checks and balances for better or for worse. I'm just talking about the social contract we have here. But yeah, if you want to get rid of your kids, there's the government there, the big state there to step in and protect the kids.
Right.
So it's just the social contract of this age we live in.
The society we live in. Fuck, I had a good point, but I forgot it. What were you said you're talking about serfdom into
Just we initially got into talking about being able to give away kids and having the government step in.
right.
So is that a good thing or a bad
I lost
thing?
my point. It's
My point is,
it's indifferent. It's part of the.
it's just the
the
social
way it is.
contract
Yeah.
and times, the realities of the time you live in. That's what you sign up when you live in like a society like this. The government plays the role of the family unit.
I gotta go to the bathroom, but I'll be right back.
All right.
Do you want to take a brief intermission or?
Sure. I don't know. I don't
No,
really know how to
let's
end it.
let's
'Cause- Yeah,
continue.
just keep going because I don't
Me
know how
and
to end
Hakim
it,
will
and I'll
keep
have to
going.
edit it later. I'll be
Okay.
Hakim, what's your favorite beer? Too
Well,
Hard Ale.
That's a good one. Bell's Too Hard.
Wait, where's it brewed again? Remember we
Ah.
fucking oh shit, Sheboygan.
Sheboygan.
Wisconsin.
I think it's not from Sheboygan.
It's not actually brewed there, but we have this little thing where we think that I think Sheboygan's in Wisconsin. He thinks it's in Michigan.
Either one of
Settle the
those.
debate. Hit us on Instagram.
Fill in the comments.
I'd say my favorite beer right now is Motorworks grapefruit pulp friction.
The one we typed last night.
Yeah, it's in brewed in Florida here.
Very good. Have you
What
ever
are your-
tried the Sculpin grapefruit?
No.
Similar. You feel
Juicy.
like- yeah.
What are your thoughts on the tourism and how Florida tricks people into thinking that they need to come down here to, warm their bones from
It's
up
a giant
north?
Ponzi scheme.
I completely agree. Except in Tampa. Tampa's great. Love Tampa. Ybor City. Soho.
Central Florida is ass. There's no cultural.
Yeah, there really is no culture, dude.
It's white people and
I mean, no, there's a lot of Latinos in Central Florida and in Florida in general. But
maybe compared to Jersey, but not anywhere else.
come on, dude. You're not going to tell me there's a lot of Puerto Ricans here?
There's not a lot of Puerto
No,
Ricans here.
I would say
There's
there's
so
more
many
Puerto
fucking
Ricans in
Puerto
Jersey
Ricans.
than
Yeah.
No
in
way,
Central
dude.
Florida.
Get out of here. In
What?
Miami, Cubans.
Miami is
Cuban.
not Central Florida.
Right.
Okay,
Miami's
well,
like southern
Just said Florida in general. Has a lot of
I said Central Florida,
Latinos.
but words don't matter.
You don't think Orlando has a lot of Puerto Ricans?
Latinos?
Yeah. Latinos?
No.
Maybe.
I would say there's
I don't
So
know.
why
Florida
does-
has a very little Asian population, tiny amount. A lot of white people.
Why
good
does
percentage of
Florida
black people.
lack culture?
No, I just said Central.
No,
Florida.
I agree that it does.
Miami
It's-
definitely has culture. I've never been to Tampa, can't speak on it. I've never been to the Panhandle. I'm sure they have their own
All right, well-
fucking redneck culture out there. I don't really know anything about it.
East Central Florida,
I've been to a lot. Jacksonville is like
trash.
it's like the bad parts of Georgia and the bad parts of Florida combined to just. Sorry if you live in. I'm not sorry if you live in Jacksonville. Like
No, we're sorry for you
yeah,
if you live in Jacksonville.
it's not my cup of tea to say the least.
It's so industrial too. Like
Pretty, yeah.
It's just spread out. The beach, Jack's Beach is ass. Downtown. Actually, there's like one good spot. Not Riverwalk. The
Shantytown pub.
I'm sure
yeah.
that place is nice.
Shout out to Shantytown. Pub.
Tweeties?
$2
Tweeties?
Guinnesses.
Is there Tweeties?
Tuesday
Or
night.
is that in
Mhm.
Orlando?
I don't know.
I've been to too many places. I forget the name of everything. But I don't really want to talk
So-
about Florida anymore.
Well,
Unless,
I just want to know why there's no cultural significance here. Like
well,
let's
okay.
boil- let's
If you
boil
think about
down to it.
Orlando, okay. Orlando is a tourist town, right? So
Yeah.
all it has is
most visited
fake
city.
culture based on tourism from
The rat runs
SeaWorld,
everything.
Disney, Universal. So like you're not going to build actual cultural melting pot of ideas or trade, and it's not by a port. It's in the middle of the freaking land. You know what I mean? So there's not an exchange of ideas. That's
Right,
why most cities are by freshwater, by a port, right? That's how you get the exchange of ideas and technology
trade.
and trade, ports, waterways. It's
Yeah, but
expansion.
there's still cities with plenty of culture that aren't by waterways.
no, there's not.
Dude, Colorado.
Colorado
Boulder.
River.
River.
Colorado River.
It
Oh.
feeds the whole damn Southwest.
There's
Or-
yeah. I mean, it's almost impossible to find a city that doesn't have any fresh water source by it.
Yeah.
A major city,
Yeah.
or yeah, like you need some type of. That's how cities start. I mean, it's kind of the
absolutely.
we kind of
But
got down.
to come back to
Yeah,
your question
Florida.
about Florida being this cultural malaise. Think about it this way: you get a bag of chips, like Sun chips or Doritos.
Love
right?
Sun chips.
Shout out
So
great.
good.
So
Shout out
good.
to
My
Sun
favorite. They're
Chip.
so good.
So
My favorite flavor of
good.
Sun chip is tomato basil.
I fucking knew it. Why did I fucking know that? Anyway, you know how in, like the one corner, all the little crumbs and shitty pieces fall. That's
Yeah.
Florida.
Why?
Like the scum, the broken, damaged goods of the whole United States
They're in the corner.
just end up trickling down
Right.
to this ass end of the United States. It's Florida.
I think there's just
Well, it's much
such a
of
mix of people.
no. There's not a mix of people.
No, there is.
It's a bunch of swamp people, man. It's like there's no.
Get out,
oh,
Miss
that's
Swamp.
another thing. There's no. There's no elevation change. Everything's flat.
And it's like mucky and like you're
It's
always
humid.
like
I don't wanna talk
super
about
humid.
I think another thing is this is just an interesting statistic. Like 50, 60 years ago, Florida was in the least, like the bottom 10 states when it comes to population. Just by pure numbers, and now it's
Per
in the top
capita.
5.
Really.
So within like a few decades, it's gone from being one of the least populated states in the country, on par with Wisconsin and Wyoming and Nebraska or whatever the fuck, to being the most popular, right next to California and New York and
Right.
shit. And the reason it boils down to is the Ponzi scheme. This this are you the Disneyland and the beach, the retirement community, but there's nothing in between really. There's nothing. In
So
between
many
this
old
and the
people.
beach, but they bring you on these pretenses, right? So there's like this whole tourism, hospitality, medical, retirement, hospice, the industry going on, just to bring more and more people in. Because the thing with the Ponzi scheme is, once the people stop coming in, the scheme blows out. It runs out. So you constantly need people coming in. So Florida
Right.
is gonna do well as long as the right people are gonna get their pockets lined very well as long as there's people coming in, bringing money into the economy here. It's not self-sustaining though.
Yeah. I
So,
think they do a very good job of tricking older folks into coming down here from up north, thinking that it's like paradise. They sell it as like the Bahamas almost.
Well, it's like endless summer, right? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
name of that's like
yeah.
the
something like that.
state.
That's how they-
Sunshine
yeah.
State.
Yeah.
But I mean, it like we said, it lacks like certain spots lack that culture, and it
I
just
mean-
feels like honestly, it just feels like disingenuine. Is that the right word?
Yeah,
Like it doesn't feel like
Curated.
it's its own place.
it's curated.
Yeah, yeah.
Unorganic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Curated is the perfect word, I would say.
Like
It didn't.
there's no
develop-
pride. Also, there's no pride in like living
Well,
here.
well, it's a transplant. I mean, a lot of old
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are from like up northeast,
north,
and
yeah,
up north,
northeast.
like you said. They transplanted down here. A lot of people move from Pittsburgh, or they don't have any ties to the area. They don't give a fuck. So no one's really gonna have a cultural pride for it. They'll kind of reminisce their old town.
Right. I feel like well, I'm from Philly. For everyone that doesn't know, let's talk.
I thought you were from Jersey.
Let's talk about where we're from.
No,
All right. Well,
no one
I'm
gives. No
I'm
one
from.
gives. a fuck.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm from Philly, and there's.
I thought you were from Jersey.
Well, I'm from South Jersey, but
I don't get it.
they're very close to each other.
Doesn't
about
make any
15
sense.
minutes away. But there's this super strong like sense of like city.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like
Yeah,
everyone's just like,
definitely.
yeah, Philly. Like they want to jam Philly down your throat.
Right.
You don't get that here. And I think it's like that in like New York and Boston too. Maybe not as much.
Definitely
New
in
York.
Boston. No, people have New York pride for sure.
Yeah, but New York has become this
I'm
like
from fucking New York.
New York has become this like Instagram model like utopia. They want to go there and fucking just go to Manhattan and post Instagram pictures of their ass.
I think it's become a caricature of what it really
Right.
is.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just so far gone. Philly's the next New York.
Yeah, Philly is the next. New
Philly
York.
is the next New York.
It's on the come
You
up.
heard it here first. Wait, it's on the come up. No, it's
Yeah.
on the no. You just missed our point. It's on the come down.
No,
It peaked. Philly peaked, bro.
no, Philly did not peak, bro.
Philly peaked.
No, There's bad parts of Philly, but a lot of hipsters are moving in right now.
Right. It peaked. It's gonna lose its cultural relevance.
Right. It's gonna get
Dude, you don't want
gentrified.
to be surrounded by
You
all
totally
the,
missed
all
our
the
point. You told-
crackheads.
No, being surrounded by crackheads is what gives it its essence. The
Like,
more
you think
gentrified.
about New York.
There's always gonna
This
be
is what we were just
crackheads.
talking about. The more white people you have that are gentrifying the culture, destroys the original culture that people have there.
like all
like,
the,
It's true, but it's
I have
too
a theory.
deeply
I have a
rooted. It's
theory
too
that
deeply
the-
rooted for it to go away.
No,
What's your theory?
Yeah.
Anyway?
my theory is it's not. It's like a really dumb theory, but like
I don't want any dumb
the more
theories. I want
too
good
late,
theories.
too late. The more dangerous the area you're on, the better the food is gonna taste. The more
Oh,
culture.
absolutely.
It's
Oh, dude,
it's
for
like
sure.
big facts.
For sure.
You know.
I want to walk in and feel unsafe when I'm eating my food.
And the same thing goes for like art and literature and things like that.
Yeah.
The more gritty and grimy a city is,
You're gonna-
or a
it's- I think
neighborhood,
it-
you're gonna see more cultural.
I think it goes back to that adversity thing. It's gonna be
Right.
it's gonna shake the status quo. It's gonna be ideas that are shaking the status quo and people
Right.
that aren't playing by the same societal rules.
Absolutely.
So
And
the African American community,
We're talking about black people.
they
They talk like a normal person, dude.
all right. So the African American
Stop.
community
Do you really say African
went
American?
through-
I've never heard you say that.
went through
I'm calling you out.
went through the struggle to create blues, and sure you can complain about how hard the struggle was, but it provided something beautiful on the other end, like the art of blues, which is awesome. So without the
point being, adversity brings awesome music.
Yeah,
and
we agree.
art. That's what. Yeah,
We agree.
we agree.
yeah,
That-
but
see,
that
was-
goes back to what we were saying about
You could have just said like blues, but he gave us the full thing.
Like
That's all right.
blues.
We know what you meant, bro.
like blues.
But when you think about
Like
when I
blues.
said New York City is a caricature of what it used to be. When you think about New York, its heyday, cultural heyday, the 70s and 80s.
Right. It was like
Lou Reed hanging out at Opium Dens, just
yeah.
Velvet
know,
Underground.
I've heard. I mean, I don't really know, but I've heard people talk about it, like Times Square. It wasn't a commercialized as it is now. It was run down. There's hookers hanging out.
yeah, like.
It was gritty.
But that's what brought like this
Itty-gritty.
huge melting pot. But now all these people they can't afford to fucking live there. There's all these hipsters
Yeah,
fucking
right.
moving in.
Destroying.
From
San
South Jersey.
Francisco even.
San Francisco, even right?
Great
the
example.
days, the endless summer, 67 or 69 or the fuck,
Summer of '69.
no such thing.
There was no summer of '69.
What? It's a myth.
It's a myth.
Holy shit.
This is a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah. We're a conspiracy podcast.
Tinfoil hat time and everything podcast. We don't really have any. We have no goals. This is probably the first and only time we'll ever hear this, but we're doing it, so that's half the battle.
We are doing it.
Let's talk about. Yeah, I don't want to say let's talk. Let's just talk. I think none of us are religious here, so right. None of us would consider ourselves religious
I
people.
consider myself spiritual, but not religious.
I'm gonna edit that out. So that was a big. I think you guys all think there's a genetic or biological propensity for people to have some type of need for a spiritual or religious belief in them. Do you
Yeah.
agree with that or disagree?
I agree.
Hakim's thinking.
It's another one that gives people purpose and meaning.
Purpose.
It's just,
right.
like so tied to other.
And I'm not saying
so it's hard to distinguish.
right,
what in particular
but
is.
I think everyone wants to identify with something more or less, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, everyone wants to be part of something.
now, like everyone back in the day, I don't want to say everyone, but for my understanding of history is people identified as Catholic or Protestant or Muslim, Sunni, Shiite, or fucking Jewish, whatever.
fucking Jew, yeah.
Fucking Jew. We love the Jews. This podcast is pro-Jew.
Are we pro-Jew?
We're pro-Jew. We're pro-Israel. We're
Anti-Zionist.
this is a Christian. This is a Christian
No,
conservative.
we love
podcast.
Zions.
No, dude.
No, we're pro-Israel.
Actually, we're
anti-Zionist.
we're actually pro-Palestine. I just flipped, but Hakim.
Hell yeah.
No, we don't get. Yeah, free Palestine. We don't-
Anyway,
Oh yeah. So that, but everyone usually identified as something, right? But now that type of membership, or that thing that gives people life structure, is being replaced by other things, right? So like, good example, we know this guy. We all have this guy we know him. Hakim doesn't really know him very well, but he knows of him. He loves doing Spartan races, right? That's his thing. He loves showing people his medals. Like that's his religion, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sal has that with jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Everyone has this thing they want to identify with, right?
Yes.
Where do you think that biological need comes from? You know what I'm kind of getting at?
I do understand, but I don't know if it's a biological need
What do you think
or
it
a
is?
culturally created paradigm.
You think? But why
I'm
do you
gonna
think
go
it's?
with
But I
I'm gonna go
think
with biological.
everyone's going away from. At least this is my theory. Everyone's going away from the religion, right? Religion is
Right.
it's the least popular it's ever been in recorded society. So, and that's
So you
starting to
think
get
it's a
replaced.
substitute for religion.
100
It's
it's starting to
the
get-
cult
it-
of worship.
Exactly.
It's just
And
spawned
it's
from-
some people do Spartan races, Salvage Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of people do like social justice. People that's their new religion, and then they like to shun or veganism, things like that. People start. It's us versus them. They start
understand, yeah.
shunning the non not I don't want to say non-conform, but I'm getting at the infidels, so to speak. The
I
people that
understand.
don't participate
Right.
in their specific
But
culture.
maybe it just comes down to groupthink. I mean, I do understand maybe there is some biological
Right,
or
right.
spiritual
Yeah, please.
element to it, but a lot of it just comes down to identifying with the group. And the fact of identifying with the group means you also chastise people who are not in your group.
but it makes people
So, there, like we're talking about, this inherent need for social communion and
Right.
communication. Yada,
so.
yada.
That's a good
But I
point.
do understand what you're saying.
No, I-
about the spiritual need. It's just hard to.
I don't think it's
quantify it.
spiritual. No, I didn't mean it's spiritual. I just meant like
Something like deeper need, like something more.
something need, like you said. No, I think you're right. I don't think it is like that's probably existential. That's probably not the best word, but
Well,
like you said, a community.
I'm gonna
thing.
say that it's a biological thing because in the tribe, you wanted to be able to help out, right, and support the other members,
Sure.
which gave you purpose. So now people are trying to find that purpose in something else.
Right. There, but right. No, I'm not saying we're not saying it doesn't exist.
Right.
We agree that it all exists. I'm just saying, where do you think it comes from? Like,
Maybe it's not inherent to there being a drive for purpose. It's just a bunch of different faculties kind of conjoin to create this outlet to find, to find this outlet that people so readily subscribe to. I don't know.
Well, like you can't go hunt for the tribe, right? So in its place, you wanna find something that gives you that same feeling.
oh, 100%. No. Yeah, I think we all agree that feeling exists.
yeah.
But we're saying, where does it come from? Like,
That's where it comes from. It comes from wanting to.
no, but like I don't mean like what is it like? What is a biological need? Like, why does everyone have to? Why can't we evolutionary? Why can't we get beyond that?
Yeah,
That like everyone doesn't need to.
have an attachment to like something that's like that makes up who they are.
I don't know.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of just shooting out a question,
No,
but I don't
that's
really have
that's
a
great
yeah.
thought. It's hard to even know what the answer is. 'Cause
Yeah,
some-
it's too many variables.
one of the mysteries
But it's-
of mind,
Yeah,
what
okay.
makes people-
Oh, that's just me to my other thing. So none of us are here religious. We don't have any. But like, where do we, in a society that's getting less religious, where are we going to get our morality from? I mean, that's like a personal question. Like, where do you think you get your morality from?
I guess from what I was taught growing up
Were you
by my
raised
parents.
Christian or Catholic? Or,
Oh yeah, I was raised like Christian, I guess.
Okay. And you think you still have a lot of those ideals?
Some of them just like the caring of other people and willing to help people out when they're in need. But I don't subscribe to any of the other beliefs really. I just like the sense of community behind it.
How about you?
That's
Hakeem?
probably all I stuck with.
I would say a lot of family values I grew up with.
So social.
Social
So-
programming. Yeah.
How can we, like, let's say, like, perfect world, we want to live in a moral society, right? But like, how do we rationalize our morality if it's not based in religion or so? You know what I mean? Because also you could say morale is a social. What's that Nietzsche quote? Morale is the herd instinct.
Morality of the herd.
Yeah, morale is the herd, right? Morale is the
yeah.
herd, something like that. Great quote. Good guy. Nietzsche.
Yeah, like morals are defined by the times. It's not. There's no strict set of morals. Like ancient Greece, it was probably okay to do a lot of things that
It was
you
okay
can't
to
do now.
fuck boys in the ass.
Was it?
My mom's
born-
gonna listen to this.
I was born in the wrong time.
They're all They're all about it, dude. They would
So
Spartans and stuff, man love.
It
They still do
is
it.
in Afghanistan.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
man love.
Bachabazi.
Bachabazi. Yeah, Hakim
Wow.
knows.
I
Bachabazi,
partake.
man.
That's
Bachabazi.
your purpose.
That's disgusting. But dude, they just like fuck kids in the ass. Like that just goes on.
So
that's what I'm
so
saying.
That was okay back
But
then.
that is socially right. But
socially acceptable.
that is socially acceptable. Like how are we going to? I'm saying like in an advanced society,
Mhm.
how do we justify our morality? You know what I mean? Like, what is it possible? Is this an unanswerable question? How would you guys go about it? Because I think I have my ideas, but I'm just proposing questions towards you guys.
I think they're just going to justify it as it goes on into the next.
So
Cultural change.
so you think
Even if we're advanced enough to recognize that morals are socially constructed,
yeah, I mean, I think everyone does. I think at most part, everyone does. So,
I don't think so. I think a lot of people aren't aware of that.
well, I mean, okay, whatever. Let's just okay.
Yeah.
Agreed upon here that our morals are
Socially constructed.
are based on the society and what's acceptable in our
for the sake of the argument.
in our society
Yeah.
today, right? So how do we? You're saying
Are you saying once we're more advanced and aware of it?
yeah.
how
Are
we
you
gonna
saying that
define-
Huh?
Are you saying how are we going to define what is morally
Well,
just?
is it even possible? Do you think it's possible to come up, or do you think it is always
It's always
it always-
going to be
going to be based on that time? You have
Yeah.
to judge it in the period of the
Yeah,
time.
for
That's how we
sure.
know what morale is.
100%.
Do you agree with that?
Curious. So
Here, get closer to this.
I'm curious.
Yeah, you're talking on the wrong side. You have to talk into where the you have to talk into where the logo. Yeah,
Go ahead.
Well, I'm curious. You said you have your own ideas.
yeah. Me, I think this is just my idea. I don't know if it's 100% right, but I would say, for me, in my perfect just world, it would be whatever maximizes personal freedom. I think any societal, law more or less, or societal pressure that slows down people's, that limits people's personal freedom, I think is immoral. Do you think that would ever be agreed upon? Do you guys agree with that yourself?
So you're saying like a utopia kind of society, like
No,
that's how it should be, like in a perfect world, like it should be like
in my perfect world, I would say any law that limits human personal freedom is immoral. That's
Yeah.
just how I feel.
yeah, for sure.
You feel that way?
I would say once we're advanced enough, it probably will get to that point.
Do you think that will ever be? You think that could
I
ever
don't
be
know,
agreed
not
upon?
in the way
Yeah, I mean-
society and nation states work these days.
Yeah, but
You're sold
years
the
and
idea of
years and years in
freedom.
the future.
Yeah,
Do you think that's
There's a good
You think
chance.
that's ever possible though? You
Well,
think?
not in a civilization like this. It comes with the cost of giving up your freedom.
Right.
That's the cost of entry into
The
civilization.
social contract.
You lose your freedom. You're a
Yeah.
caged animal, and you
But what-
might give you the illusion that you're free, which you,
Right.
you
But
might
do you
as well
think
buy
we'll
into
ever
it,
be able
but-
to get past that? Ever?
Probably not.
Probably not. Like,
I mean, I know they talk about how eventually, we'll just be bodies plugged into a machine and our minds living in some artificial
Right.
space. So maybe then, but
the singularity,
right, like,
Matrix style.
but again, that's something so far ahead. It's hard to even fathom what that could be like.
Do you think we'll ever be able to get past like victimless crimes being illegal
Yeah, I think we're close.
or legal?
because-
Yeah.
relatively close.
Does that make sense? No,
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think we are,
Think
but
think
I
about
think you're optimistic.
San Francisco. They have parks where you can shoot up, and no one's gonna fuck with you.
okay,
then.
just because
That's like one example. Yeah, but go
Well,
ahead.
it's
it's
a
a
step
lot.
forward.
It's not because it's
It ex-
decriminalized there or not enforced.
but people are
it's
gonna
just
do
it's not
it.
enforced because the police department there is so burdened, and there's just so much homeless and drug addicted population there just because of the way economic realities work. There are a lot of people who lived in the city.
All right, well, it's
priced
still
out of
still a
the
step forward,
neighborhoods.
and take a look at Amsterdam. How is their like does it work there? Because victimless crimes are legal. I mean, it's not really a crime, but Like you can do anything you want, prostitution, like do any drugs. Like, does it work in Amsterdam?
I don't know. Never been.
I don't know. I think.
I mean, I would assume because they haven't changed anything.
I
But
mean,
it's not like-
works because they make money off it. Yeah, so it does work.
Right,
It
it's like a
all really
tourism.
comes down to following the money.
And as
It's
far-
making money off it, they make so much money off tourism, so it fucking works. Yeah.
As far as I know, it's a city law, right? It's not a countrywide.
Yeah.
It's like specific to the city of
But,
Amsterdam.
You know, Amsterdam is a big party town. A lot of people go there just
It's kind of
to,
like
you know,
like
kinda live
Vegas
it up,
style, right? Like
hang out in the whorehouses
Right.
and the mushroom dens, and you know, like whatever. So yeah,
But
I
it
mean,
does work.
Yes,
there's no
because they're
problems
making
with
money
it.
off it.
Yeah, so-
the same reason criminalizing drugs works in the States, because the prison industrial complex and local and states and city departments make a lot of money off it. So it does work. How do you define what works? In the best interest of the individual? In the best interest of the individual, I mean, you could argue.
I would say
that,
in the
like,
best interest of the entire city or wherever you are.
again, so it's very hard to define, like, how do you measure like the interest of a greater
I
population?
guess like lower
Yeah,
crime,
I mean,
lower
right.
crime rates.
That's-
and-
So let me propose to you.
so. You're saying, but I
that-
mean, that kind of contradicts what I was saying. If you think
Right.
you're talking about the maximum, where you said for the society, right?
utilitarianism.
Yeah,
they
utilitarian,
call it.
exactly. Is the benefit of everyone versus singularity. But my idea is different. Anything that limits personal freedom is immoral.
So let's say there's like two train tracks, right? This is like a very common
Yeah,
term in philosophy. There's like 10 people on one track tied down, and on the other track there's one person. Now the train's coming on the track with the 10 people tied down, they can't escape. You're the operator. You can't stop the train, but what you can do is switch the train on the tracks. So instead of going and killing 10 people, it kills 1 people.
Right.
But again, it comes back to, do you decide what's the greater good or individual?
Or do you individually choose to kill?
Right, like
one
what's the right
person?
moral choice here? Do you kill that one person to save the 10, or do you kill that 10 people because
Because you're
They
not
were
killing
on
the
the
10
track.
people. They're already on the track.
Yeah.
The train's already going that way. Have you ever heard this before? No.
No, I have
So what
not.
would you? All right, I mean, yeah. Sal didn't go to
I mean,
college, so
I would
he didn't
say-
have that. He didn't have a philosophy class. But okay, let's say you're in this situation, right?
Yeah.
You get the concept. You want to explain it one more
No,
time?
I got it.
Okay.
I would
Well-
save the 10.
So you would actively kill someone.
Yeah.
You would kill one person for the benefit of 10 people.
Yeah, for sure.
Why?
Well, because there's more lives at stake. You know, why would I? What if 2 of those 10 people go on to create the cure for cancer? You know, or maybe that one guy would too. I don't know. But the chances are higher, and also you're saving more people as opposed to the one.
So in your mind,
it's
The
okay
s-
to kill as long as you can save someone?
no. Well, yeah. I mean, or yeah.
Well,
so-
both either 10 people are gonna die or one person's gonna die.
Yeah, but you're
right, but you're actively killing someone.
you're the operator at the.
You're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just see a switch.
Yeah, no, I know.
So
Like, either I could
you
just
think it's
let it
our
go.
so you I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying you think the human society or society at large is more important than the individual.
Yeah, I think so.
You sound like a commie bastard to me.
You know, like I don't know, if you're watching this happen, you want to do the thing that you feel would be the best
Killing
option.
someone. You're
Yeah.
actively killing someone
Yeah.
instead of just
Watching
the,
10 people die.
the natural course.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not saying you're right or wrong.
What
I'm
would
just
you
saying,
do?
I probably wouldn't kill anyone.
So
I
you
don't
let 10
think.
people die right in front of you when you could have saved them.
I think the individual is more important than the group.
What about you?
I think when you get in that group, the group is more important than the individual. Things start going bad.
I mean, I just brought it up.
It's how you get
It's,
nationalism.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a thought experiment. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's a thought experiment. I hope no one ever actually faces that.
of course. Yeah, it's yeah.
Conundrum.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I mean, yeah, like when you start thinking in groups, like we said, or we've already kind of hit on this, but you, I don't know. I feel like we already talked about it.
Yeah.
When you focus on groups, you get away from the individual. Things can start happening. People can start justifying things that they feel are okay, but they wouldn't really feel. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of more or less what happened in Nazi Germany. you can say, oh, for the good of the country, you know, we need to get these Jews out of here. Or
Like Thanos.
yeah, you're Thanos, man. You're fucking podcast Thanos.
I
Right?
love Thanos. I'm a big Thanos guy.
Another one? Of course, go for it.
Except
You know
I
where the
would
bottle opener is? Or
I would be
you find it
I would save myself, and
in the snap.
yeah, and I would eliminate all of California
Why is that?
and Colorado, and
I don't think you understand what you're talking about.
I would eliminate California, and then I'd bring everyone from Jersey to California,
Why?
and then there would be Big New Jersey. That's what we would call it.
What?
Big New Jersey.
Bigger New Jersey? No, newer New Jersey.
Newer
Jersey.
Newer Jersey. I like that.
I've been in New Jersey once.
You have?
8 weeks.
Oh yeah, you have. Shout out to all my South Jersey peeps out there.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
And my Philadelphians. Go Birds.
We already did an hour. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else I want to touch on. Do you
Yeah.
guys want to talk about anything else, or you good?
Pretty
You want to keep
solid.
going, Hakim, or we can do like 30 more minutes, right? Why not? Let's get an hour and a half in. Ooh, sounds done. Let's try. Let's come on. 30 more minutes.
All right, we can do 30 more minutes.
Nah, you don't do 30 more minutes.
No one's listening to this for the whole hour and a half.
Absolutely not. But it's probably better for us to
Yeah.
stick it out. Let's talk about how we'll probably never ever see each other again.
Yeah,
This is-
so Hakim
This is more for us, less than you guys. This is gonna be a good memory.
Yeah. Oh. Hakim is leaving.
He's
Sadly, he's going to
wherever he wants.
Yeah, wherever he
let's
wants.
leave it ambiguous. I don't like
Yeah.
getting into specifics.
yeah, we don't want the
Hakeem
fans
is
to know
basically- he's
where we're at.
exactly. He's leaving Florida. That's all you need to know. Hakim, what are your personal?
Wait, hold on. Before we get into this, let's talk about friendship.
Sal loves friendship.
I
Yeah,
love
let's get
friendship.
Let's talk about friendship.
Friendship is my favorite. So I think friendship is the most important thing. Like we talked about earlier about being kind to others and wanting to watch your friends succeed. I think it is the most rewarding thing, being a good friend to someone.
What is being a good Sal? What is being a good friend?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Brent. Being a good friend to someone is putting your utmost trust into what they're doing, and they do the same for you. They reciprocate all of it. And you got to give 100%, and they got to give 100%. You don't meet halfway.
So, what? Wait. No, you sound like you are meeting halfway.
No, it's not 50%, 50%. It's 100.
In 100? Well, that equals 200%. So you're not making
guys.
You're not.
Everyone be 200%.
That doesn't
to your
make any
friends.
sense. So
I'm not trying to make sense. I'm trying to make dollars, baby.
So you're saying your friendship is contingent.
Yeah. You.
Wow. So you're only friends with someone if you can get something out of it.
If there was, yeah, for sure. But you're giving back the same exact thing, so that's what makes it beautiful.
Wow.
So you want to be friends with someone that just out of the kindness of your heart.
I've tried that before, and when it's not reciprocated, it doesn't work.
So you got to meet halfway.
Sure, whatever. That's just a made up thing.
Halfway.
Yeah, you're just give 100% of your energy to that person, and they'll do.
That doesn't make any
they
sense.
need to do the
You can't
same
give
back.
100%. You can get multiple 100% of your energies to multiple. So you're not making any sense.
All right, whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I just like messing.
Anyway, yeah.
And,
friendship's important.
You can really go far with someone if you guys are
Far
like you can
sexually,
no
relationshiply.
yeah relationship wise
Lee.
yeah relationshiply. Like you can have the same, you know how with like if
bond.
you're dating a girl, right, you're gonna have a deeper like connection, right? I think you can have that with a friend too.
I've never had a deep connection with a girl.
Really?
Just
Well,
kidding.
that's sad.
If my girlfriend hears this, just kidding.
Oh man.
You've had a deep, like, what's the deepest you've got with a girl? Like, what?
I wouldn't say I've had it super deep with a girl yet, but I've had it with friends, like where I have like a really deep bond where,
With bros.
yeah, with bros,
That's like a Greek.
yeah,
The
Fraternity.
Greeks believe that, the strongest bond you can have is male to male. That's what.
Absolutely. because it boils down to this evolutionary like concept again. It's like loyalty. Like,
Yeah.
despite all morals and all societal bullshit,
Right.
expectations and biological needs, whatever. Like, if you give your oath to a man, another man, about like for friendship or loyalty, like that should be the strongest truth there is. Even if like that we talk about, like you see it in even in modern culture, right? Like, especially if you think about like gangster movies or just gangster snitches get stitches,
Right.
like that whole mentality. Even on the boat, or where in the military, there's this concept you don't snitch on someone
Right. Exactly.
that your brother's in arms with. So that's a very deep-seating, deep-rooted sentiment.
I
Yeah.
guess that's where it comes from.
If you what?
That bond. That's why it feels.
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
totally. I mean, if it's
because it beats everything else. It beats the best, like pussy and like the best, or like even the most authoritarian of regimes.
yeah.
Even if you're in the military.
If you know someone's word is valid with them or with you, that,
Right.
that
Someone
goes a far way.
Yeah, you can like completely rely on 100%.
That's
There I
something,
go with the percentages.
that's like truer than almost anything else.
Sal's a big percentage guy.
But
Huge.
again, it shouldn't be conditional. Once you give that word,
It should not. Yeah, it should not be
like,
conditional.
But in your case, you made it sound like it should be conditional.
No.
That
I said that it should be
Then it's
reciprocated. If it's
conditional
not
on
reciprocated, then it shouldn't be.
But
existing.
that's conditional.
No.
Yes. If it, you should say it again.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's conditional. You think it should be unconditional? Like it doesn't matter what they're doing.
Even if they snitch on you, if you've given them your word.
What if they bang your
loyalty-
girlfriend?
As a
What if they bang your girlfriend?
Okay, what about
wait,
it?
what? Yeah.
You should still be friends with them.
I mean,
No, that's like
not
a
what
g-
I'm saying.
yeah.
You just said even if they snitch on you, you should still have unconditional.
Yeah, but that's different
brotherly
from them banging your
friendship.
girlfriend. Like you can still have that bond of loyalty, and like even though you might have a break,
A
or
lapse.
or falling apart in the friendship, that word is still holds true no matter what, because that's something.
I
that lasts for
disagree.
a lifetime. I think that's where the conditionality falls on your part. Like that's just.
I think I think you guys might agree on this. I think you guys are just getting caught up. I think Sal's getting caught up on semantics, maybe. But yeah, I think I agree with what Hakim is saying. If you give someone your word based on your own personal values, being a man, your word should not be contingent on other people's actions. I think that's what Hakim's getting at, right?
Even their own action.
Yeah, exactly. On other people, or exactly. Your word is your word. If you don't have your word, what is that fucking the dumb quote? It's like you got two things in this world: your name and your word. It's kind of corny, but it's actually true at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sure, yeah. I mean, I might
Yeah.
not be on the best graces with them if they, sleep with my girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have to be. Yeah, no.
It's not gonna. It's gonna be like no harm, no foul. I just move on.
Agree. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold a grudge or do anything out of spite to hurt him.
we don't have to be. Yeah, we don't have to be all buddy, hanging all the time.
Right,
But
but it ruins the relationship.
if you're still a man of principle, you would carry on what you believe,
It's a
regardless of
different
what they do to
perspective.
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your word
But
is
they
your.
broke their word. Because what?
Doesn't matter. So what? Just because someone doesn't play ball, that changes who you are.
Well, no, it should change how you interact with them.
It should, but
Following.
it should change how you interact directly with them, but it shouldn't change your moral code or compass. You know what I mean?
You're right. But what if your moral code is acting a certain way towards someone, like that brotherly connection? You can't continue that once they've done something that's
I think it's pretty brotherly, to do if something like that happens, to carry it out with grace and not hold any grudges.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to be the best buds, but
Yeah, exactly.
brothers fall apart too all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the brothers are bound by this oath of blood, right? Even if brothers fall apart, like they just maintain their distance, but they, ideally, like if they're
deep down they still have that respect
and
from the original
right from the
bond
original
and
bond.
commitment.
So that bond is always there. It's just like some shit happened, the other party, made some
Mistakes.
mistakes, and that's all right. Like you just move on. you need the space and the distance, you create it, but you never go back on your word, on your principles.
Let's talk about emotions and
Yes.
and how people are too emotional nowadays instead of distancing your emotions from your rationality. I'm gonna pee.
Okay. I think he's trying to refer to stoicism. Are you aware of stoicism? Yeah. I think that's what he's getting at. I think I don't know where he really wants to go with this.
I don't know,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
I think stoicism's good to a point. Everything in moderation, including moderation. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in their emotions, but
But I think it's also a lot of it just
And
comes
it's-
down to people. I think maybe it's like a little bit of a cultural paradigm or construct where you should to tell you, you're supposed to like live your feelings and feel your feelings all the way. I don't know.
like you're saying like society
Right.
says when you feel this way you're supposed, or when this happens you're supposed to express yourself this way. Is that what you're getting at?
Something like that.
I mean, yeah. I don't really give a shit about this.
But yeah.
If only Sal was here to talk about what he really wanted to talk. Sal, hurry up. That was pretty fast, honestly. We don't know what you want to get out here. This is good. This is good radio. The first Ironic Nihilist podcast.
We still have that one we still have that one person watching us.
might be
It's probably
us.
us. Yeah, it's probably. It's probably my brother. That'd be hilarious.
Your little brother.
No, my older brother.
What's up, gang?
It's fine.
How's it going? So,
Emotions.
rationality. So, like, a lot of people, if you say something that triggers them,
Oh,
they're gonna kind of like
definitely.
just go off. Like, they're not even gonna think about what they're doing. It's just like road rage or something. Like someone cuts you off in traffic.
I think this goes to Hakim's point. You were saying society will make you feel this. Like someone will give you this response, and then this situation is supposed to elicit this response from you. Like you're supposed to get offended, or you're supposed to have this.
Yeah. Like feminists. Shout out to all my feminists out there. But you guys get really mad really easily. If you say the wrong thing,
A lot of people.
someone's
Yeah.
gonna go off.
20 years later, this episode is gonna.
Yeah,
When I'm running for president.
exactly.
Your
Come back
downfall.
and on. You said feminists. You said the Jews.
So yeah, like to be able to distance yourself from your emotions is crucial to I would say.
I think distance yourself is not the right word.
No, I think just like to be able to take a step back.
Yes,
look at
step
it
back.
from a
Exactly. I think
third-person
distance yourself.
perspective.
You want to understand, have an understanding of what's happening to you in the moment, right?
Remain unattached to your emotions.
Yes, right, exactly. Because you might
You can
need
still feel them.
exactly. You might want the emotions, to give you the what's the word? Fuel. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Inspiration, or the reason to go do something. You might need that type of emotion, but just you just want to, when you're feeling emotion, you just want to be cognizant of what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
for example, like say you're a teenager and your mom's like, "Oh, you can't go to this party tonight." Well, she's not doing it because she hates you. She's doing it because she cares about you. But you don't see it like that. You think that she's limiting your freedom and taking away your fun.
shout out to all the teenagers listening right
Yeah.
now. I hope this resonates with you guys.
So she's not trying to be a dick or whatever. She's really caring about
Yeah, no,
your well-being. So if you could take a step back, because emotionally you're like, oh, I want to go to that party, like, or whatever. I want to go get drunk. But if you could just realize that it's coming out of a spot of love instead of hate, then that's a beautiful thing. And I think it can help you overall as a person to be able to, step back from your emotions.
to not be run by your emotions. That's what you mean.
Right.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Emotional people are harder to be around, harder to get decisions
yeah.
made with them, for the most part, generally speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like I heard it described like there's the self, and then there's like the emotions, and when you like get confused at which is which, I guess. Like when you put all your eggs in one basket with your emotions, like obviously that's the worst thing you can do. But when you can take a step back look at it from the self's point of view and realize, okay, this is where this emotion's coming from. What kind of reaction should I have to the situation? You know, if someone spills your beer when you're walking in the bar, are you gonna fight them or are you gonna be like, hey, it's okay, man? You know, like even though emotionally you want to be like, fuck you to that guy, or even if someone's screaming at you in your face, how should you react? You know,
I mean,
obviously, if you think about it rationally, what's the point of fighting them? Like, there's no reason to
But
fight.
I mean, that's just an example. But some people don't have that emotional response.
Right? Yeah, it's just one example. But people have it to a lot of different things, to their attachments.
Attachment, bad.
Attachments are bad. You should be able to recognize that it's just an attachment. It's not who you are. Like if you're gonna,
That goes back to the identifying with things and having a definition on yourself.
yeah,
I think it's bad.
right.
absolutely.
If you buy into jujitsu, like say you were shitting on jujitsu, probably a year ago I would have got pissed, but now I don't really care. You know,
Now Sal's conquered his emotions.
because if you
He is
as you mature,
the almighty stoic. Him and Marcus Aurelius.
as you mature, you know, you get
What's his book?
to be able to recognize
Meditation.
The Meditations.
to not be triggered from stupid trivial
Of
stuff.
course,
like that.
man. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would love to say I'm the perfect human and I don't get triggered by things, but we all know that's not true.
Well, you don't really get triggered too often, unless I talk about San Diego.
I don't
You
even get triggered
pretty-
by San
A
Diego.
little bit.
Say it. What?
San Diego sucks. Dude,
It
why?
does suck. No one move there. Well, I just
Nah,
I get triggered when people say things and don't have things to back
Right.
up. I
But
100%
Brent
get
can
back.
back it
Yeah.
up with his experience.
Right, right.
He's not necessarily triggered. He's lived there. He knows.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just
That is one
I'm just
thing that
fucking with
no. That is one thing that fucking triggers me. That when people don't know what they're fucking talking
Talk
about.
out their ass. Yeah.
Like what? Like why, man? What's the point? It's like a. What do you think that is?
People
Like a
wanna-
social acceptance
people
thing?
want to be heard. People want to just say stuff.
But like,
That's what
don't
Twitter's
you
for.
know when you say that dumb thing and someone calls on you, lose all your credibility? Like that's not a problem though, you know?
Better to stay silent and be thought a dumbass.
Then open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, seriously. Like if I don't know what I'm talking about,
You shut up. Yeah.
I'll not say something because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want my credibility to be.
But,
I guess
dude,
that's an
people do
ego
that
thing.
all the time.
People do, and it bugs the fuck
So
out of me.
annoying. Like, dude, girls on Instagram that are giving like motivational, inspirational shit, and it's a picture of their ass. Like, where are you
That's a
coming?
thing.
I don't think that's the same thing, but keep going.
Where are you coming from to give that advice? You know.
It's coming from fucking
The squad rack.
perfect genetics. What are you talking about?
But like, it'll be like, get after it. Like, I don't know, just some shit. Like,
What are these
what
mythical
have you
creatures
gone?
you talk about?
What have you gone through to give that advice? You know.
How Nick?
Don't you remember middle school, man? She was probably ugly in middle school.
She blossomed into her beauty.
Like Cameron Haynes, the dude on Joe Rogan all the time. Like that dude runs like super triathlons and shit. And like that guy's a fucking go-getter, you know? He has the right to give advice to people, I would say. But like someone who hasn't been through that like adversity talking out of their ass, like that's what I'm trying to relate.
I got
to.
you. I got you.
It's
The
someone just
credibility. The
saying
credibility
shit.
of someone. Yeah. I mean,
But while Cameron Haynes might speak to you, that Instagram model or whoever the fuck
No,
it
they
is
don't.
might speak to someone.
right.
follow
Right.
this
Cameron
their
Haynes
ass.
might resonate more with you because you know you're running, you're swimming, you're doing jiu-jitsu, you're doing physically demanding things. That girl on Instagram, that girl on Instagram who has however many followers might resonate with some girl that needs to go to the gym that's been eating bad and she needs to start eating salads. Whatever I'm getting at.
It's technically being a hooker, kind of like doing it all for the followers, posting your ass for more followers.
I don't know about
I
that,
mean,
but
everyone's a hooker for something, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
I
put
guess-
it this way, we sell our bodies.
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
grunts for Uncle Sam, you know.
Everyone-
Technically, we're,
Yeah, but we're
everyone-
not showing our titties and ass.
But we're still, just because we don't have those desired traits. We're selling our body. We're selling our time. People are selling the, people who work at 9 to 5 sales jobs or taxes are everything you're doing is going into society. You're selling your body in one way or another.
you're whoring yourself one way or the other.
Your time,
There's no
yeah.
That's a good
dignity
point.
in it. Might
That's a
as
good
well.
point.
And there's no
Agreed.
Great point.
like, there's no point in creating these boundaries and like levels of status. Like, oh, look, he's whoring himself out or she's doing that, but I'm like better than that. Like, no, dude, we're all weights.
We're all whoring ourselves out, guys.
We're not slut shamers. We're pro sluts.
We love
I
sluts.
love sluts.
All right, let's talk about social media. I've been wanting to hit on this topic.
Instagram's getting rid of likes. I heard.
No.
Yeah.
That's going to cause an
I feel like I'm
uproar.
the only one who really uses. I use Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. Sal uses Snapchat.
Just Snapchat.
And
I'm off
Hakim doesn't have
Instagram and
anything?
Twitter.
I'm on MySpace.
He's on MySpace. He's on LinkedIn. You can find him.
I want to get a flip
I love.
phone.
I'm a Twitter guy. I heard. Yeah. I mean, I heard Instagram's getting rid of likes, but yeah, it's not a real. Likes aren't a real thing. They're hearts. People are living their lives for these hearts to pop up on
Right.
a screen, and it's weird. Like people's personalities will be affected on how many likes. If they get a certain amount of likes, it will matter. It will affect their self-esteem. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It will affect their psychological mood that
And
day.
it's just made up. It would be like if you weren't prestiged in Call of Duty or something, that it would affect your
yeah, I
mood.
mean that's is what it's not a real.
Like, how absurd is that?
Is that a thing? There's like it's
you guys-
Instagram famous. Like that's a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But like
Or-
it's
or
it's
like
just
a-
it's just an app. If the app went away, like you're just not like an Instagram model. Like if the app went away,
you're fucked.
you're not a model anymore.
Yeah.
You're just like a girl.
Or like
that's isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
whole it's not a whole industry. That's wild. I never
And
really thought about
it's just
that.
made up. But like they want to be like influencers. Like that's how they say it. Like, oh, I'm an Instagram influencer. Like because you're giving advice to people like online. Like what even is that?
Well, they're selling a lot of stuff too. Like, like they promote certain products, like lifestyle brands and
Yeah.
clothes. And stuff.
Yeah.
That's how a lot.
That's how they get their money.
You guys have seen the Black Mirror episode where they have their rating over their heads.
Yeah.
It's literally that. Like it's pretty much at that point.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Jersey at this, or no, I was in Orlando, and we were working out with this personal trainer that Derek's friends with.
Yeah.
Shout out to Derek. And
Shout out to Dare.
Durs, we love Durs.
Big fan.
But anyway,
Big fan of him and his bags.
one of the
That's a
dudes,
callback.
the dude that we were training with was like pointing to people in the gym, and he was like, "Oh, she has like 70,000 Instagram followers,
Right.
and like he has like 25,000," and we're just like,
That's
Like,
wild.
"What?"
My
am I
girlfriend has
supposed to-
28,000. No humble brag.
What am I supposed to do? Like go bow down to them and kiss their feet because they have Instagram followers? Like what if I was like, oh, like Brent's 10th prestige in Call of Duty,
Right,
and then they're
no.
just like,
That
oh.
is pretty much what. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, that is pretty
We're
funny.
like, what the fuck?
Why were you at that gym?
We were just. Derek knows a guy that in Orlando that we were just working out with. He's a personal trainer.
Oh, so he just knows people in that circle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really weird though that he almost worshiping them. Like, oh,
Yeah, he's like, she has
oh my
70,000.
God.
He has
Oh.
25,000.
Totally. I mean,
That's so
I'm not
fucking
even.
weird,
that
dude.
happens to me too. Like
And like people
when I
wanna be friends
added
with
my
them.
girlfriend on Instagram, like I saw how many followers she had, and it made me like subconsciously I had like a reaction to it. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's like, because
Like, oh,
it's
the girl that everybody wants. The
Well,
most
I didn't even
desired.
have that. It's just like it's like a weird status thing, It's a different. It's a different animal than just. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh, so I have a friend. back
not
home
real. Yeah, sorry.
Who her brother had no friends in like middle school. He got to high school and he made a TikTok. You know what TikTok is?
Yeah.
It's like Vine.
Yeah.
Do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
Well, he's got like 1 million followers on TikTok now, and
Nice.
everybody wants to be his friend.
Right.
And she's trying to tell him she's our age or my age, and she's like, "Look, dude, these people aren't actually your friend. They just want to be your friend because you have a lot of followers." And I think that is going to be the downfall of like this new generation because they can't make that genuine connection. Also, I hear stories about that generation not being able to talk on the phone, order food, Like they're just scared of other people just because they've. You gotta get on here, bro.
We need to get Hakim. Take it off the thing. Walk, carry it around. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, is it? I feel like every society thinks this is the next generation is fucked behind them.
Damn kids.
That's like a general thing, you know. But yeah, I definitely think social,
Media.
social anxiety is at the all-time highest.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so social media is probably the root cause of all that. I would say that has a lot to do with it.
I would say technology more.
Yeah.
Less of social. It's just less human interaction is gonna lead people to be worse. Yeah, like you said, like people don't want to talk to people or call people or.
Because listen, I have another friend. Back
I'm listening.
home, and his sister just went to college. She's a freshman.
Is she hot?
And anyway,
Add me.
her mom is would call like jobs for her to and act like that she was her because she was scared to like talk on the phone and be like
She was 18.
yeah. So she would act like she was the girl.
That's like a whole nother level of like helicopter parents.
How insane is that?
That's pretty wild.
And she did it multiple times. It wasn't just one. Like because she was just scared to call and be like, hey, did you guys get my application or whatever? Like because I'm interested in working for you, but like just literally couldn't talk on the phone. So her mom had to do it for her. Like, and I would say that's most 18-year-olds nowadays. You know,
I don't know. I
students.
don't know a lot of them, but maybe I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know.
But yeah, I think it resorts back to social media as well.
Yeah, I think it's a whole. I think it's probably a big factor, but I think it's a product of the times, technologies, social media, parents being helicopters, not letting a lot of people don't let their kids, you know, experience life, so to speak. That's kind of a bad way, but
Yeah.
yeah, but like you know, people are hampering how their children are reacting to society. Like Hakim even said at the beginning, it's less of a society. It's not the village raising people. It's individual units.
When I was in
like
Tampa,
People don't yell at each other's kids anymore.
when I was in Tampa,
Yes.
we ran into this group of girls. Like they were like 18,
Were they hot?
18, 17, 15.
Oh, okay. I take back what I just said.
And they were saying, like, we were talking about social media, and we were saying, like, I was telling them how I got off of it. And they were saying how they get shunned.
I wonder if this is coming across good because you're supposed to talk in this part. Whatever. Keep going.
No, it's good.
It's good,
The
Bubba.
test was good.
Kids get shunned.
They get shunned for not being on social media nowadays.
Like
if you
at
don't-
school.
Yeah, if you don't have Instagram,
Right.
Snapchat,
Right.
Twitter, they're gonna look at you like
I
you're
can see
crazy,
that.
and they're not gonna accept you.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you get looked at like the weird kid.
that's how kids are. I can see that. You know, it's like the kid that, you know, shows up in the shoes that are out of style 2 years ago that no one wears anymore. He was wearing them, he gets picked on.
Right.
If you don't have the newest phone or whatever.
Yeah.
That's just normal stuff though. It's just expressing itself in social media now. I'm not
Shout
saying
out
it's
to my mom for keeping me clothed with that new.
shout out to
attire.
Sal's mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mom
What?
for keeping me clothed in that new attire so I didn't get picked on by the kids at school. I still got picked on.
You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we covered.
Yeah.
a
I think we
lot.
do. Hakim,
Solid podcast.
anything you want to say before you never see us again?
Not particular.
Yes.
Come on, say something that I'll remember.
That's a lot of pressure.
I'm just glad this was recorded. So, you
Yeah,
know, I'll look
me
back
too.
in 20 years and Hakim will be dead. Sal will not talk to me because he's famous.
Oh, come on.
I don't know where I'll probably still be in this same place, never leave.
In this apartment in Rockledge.
Yeah, I'll be in a different apartment. Hey, I'm not in Rockledge. Take that out.
I'm just gonna go to San Diego.
Who cares, dude?
North Park.
I know, I'm just fucking North Park. You know about it. Hakim knows. Good vibes.
We're all gonna be in La Jolla.
Ironic Nihilists.
Hit us up in La Jolla, San Diego, baby. Come to my jujitsu gym in like 10 years from now.
Okay, you can stop. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
I believe there is a hope for the cure.
Yeah, this just to let everyone know, this podcast is anti-breast cancer. We're taking a brave and courageous stance, but we do not believe in breast cancer and we want it to end. Can we all agree on that?
I
Yes.
concur.
Allah Akbar.
Should have said that right.